All right, all right. Here we are. It is the last episode of From the Margins with James Lafont for 2025. And speaking of James Lafont, my dear friend, Politico, the guy that people go to here in Central Florida if they want to win their campaigns on the Democrat side. Jimmy, how are you?
I'm doing fine. It's been a great year, and it's going to be even a better 2026.
It's going to be an exciting one. I can tell you that. I think we can both agree to that. It's going to be exciting with the dynamics that are playing out now, whether it's at the national level or the local stage. Things are brewing quickly.
That is true. It's going to be an interesting thing. And for those of you who do not understand, there are elections next year. It's not that it's for governor, for the House. Some Senate seats are up for election. The U.S. Senate seat is up for election next year. And all your officers,
Congress people. Yeah.
Congress people. Then you also have your CFOs, your attorney generals, your secretary of agricultural. Yeah, you got a lot of things coming up down the pike. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see how things go next year. Oh, and wait a minute. We have elections in the county commissioners. And of the 8 seats, only two are not up for election. The other six are up for election. Yes, six has an incumbent, but he's up for reelection.
That's right.
It's going to be an interesting, and we're starting to see the people who are going to be running, and I'm going to be working with some of them. I will say this up front. Pay attention to January 6th. There's going to be a big announcement in Orange County, one that will be endorsing two candidates out of that press conference. So, yes.
Excellent. As I stated at the top of the show, if you want to get elected, especially on the Democrat side, you come see this man right here, Jimmy Afine.
Yeah.
Jimmy, speaking uh, of what to expect in 2026, um, there's a congresswoman in South Florida, Congresswoman McCormick. I forgot how to pronounce her. It's a hyphenated name, but she was recently indicted for allegedly misusing not FEMA funds, but COVID funds. And I'm touching on this because it just came over my feed just before we started that she is blaming the Florida Democratic Party for the the charges against her. And I found that absurd. And I just wanted to, get your opinion on that.
Well,
Um,
that's kind of interesting. The Democrats have not controlled this state for over 40 years, so I'm not sure. The governor's DeSantis, his attorney general is here. I'm not. If it's federal, then it's Pam Bundy. And Pam Bundy, last time I checked, she is not a Democrat. She's just a corrupt attorney, but she's not a Democrat. But
mhm.
she is, and from what I heard, she is being prosecuted not by the state of Florida, but by the U.S. government, which is controlled. The House is controlled by the Republican Party. The Senate is controlled by the Republican Party. The president is a Republican, and the Attorney General is a Republican. So it's just that, lady, you need to stop stealing money. You know, if you there's another way to make money in politics. Learn from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is very good at it. Oh, you want to pardon deposit $1 million in my Bitcoin thing, and and consider it done. You want me to end your tariffs? Canada deposit 25 million in my Bitcoin account, and I'll take your tariffs off. That's the way you do it. You don't steal federal money.
and,
That's
and
stupid.
and out of respect to the Congresswoman, is Congresswoman Cherfilus McCormick. So I wanted to make sure that gets out there. It's Congresswoman Cherfilus
She's
McCormick.
a Republican, correct?
No, she's a Democrat.
She is.
Yes, yes, and today's headlines from Politico just moments ago, maybe from what I saw about an hour and a half ago, that she blames the Florida Democratic Party for the indictment against her. She calls it, in my words, a witch hunt.
That's interesting. Uh, Nikki, you want to respond to that one? Because realistically, uh, it's difficult for me to try to defend you, Nikki. There might be some truth to what she's saying because you're so incompetent that she might have a point. Uh, I don't feel comfortable defending the Florida Democratic Party. Even though I'm a Democrat and I live in Florida, I strongly do not feel comfortable defending the Florida Democratic Party. I don't.
Politico did reach out to Nikki, and there was no comment from her office. So I guess we just have to wait till it all hashes out.
No. In this world of politics, nothing surprises me.
So speaking of 2026, the Democrats see an opportunity. Nancy Pelosi said that, excuse me, sir. Nancy Pelosi believes that the Democrats have an opportunity in the midterms to retake Congress because of low polling numbers by the president, and also the conversation about affordability tends to favor the Democrats. What's your thoughts on that?
That is partially correct, but there's 50 congressmen and a couple of senators who've called it quits. Uh, so those 50 seats are not going to be of somebody challenging an incumbent. And basically, at that point, it's an open field. That, I think, is the biggest power that the Democrats have. Look, right now, I said it in my last program, I'm not going to use the word availability because you people, even though that word has been in the dictionary for more than 100 years, it's kind of like you try to say it's a Democrat thing. Trust your eyes is my thing. Things are more expensive. Trust your eyes. Your paycheck is not covering like it used to. Trust your eyes. But the question here is that right now, people realize independents. This is what I hear from the independents.
Okay.
Republicans have done nothing other than the big, beautiful bill. Basically, they have done nothing to help the middle class. The cost of living is high, and basically, uh, they were partially responsible for the shutdown. And now that the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable, it's become unaffordable care act, and they blame the Republicans for not fixing it. It is going to be a a big price to pay for Republicans. That's why most of the people are quitting the House are Republicans, and predominantly Mayor uh,
Right.
Green Taylor, Ben from New York. So these are not just people that no, these are important people in the party, and they're saying I'm calling it quits because I came here to fix things, and things are more broken than ever before. It's so bad that right now, if you ask a congressperson, well, tell me what project that you passed, they're going to have to say none.
Right. This is the lowest performing Congress in history.
So,
As far as producing bills that actually are signed into law, I think it's below 38 bills in this particular Congress that have made it into law, and that's the lowest on record. So, I see that on the part of like Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, um, talking about it's difficult, trying to work with your colleagues when they're not cooperating, or the bipartisanship is just not there in Congress to get any work done. It's frustrating, but at the same time, aren't they looking at their own numbers and realizing something has to give?
no, And this is the
Mm,
problem. The Republican Party has reached 2 points. One, it let the crazies take over. And that's
yeah,
fine. And you know, and the crazies are in the House and the Senate. Then you have a speaker that is not responding to the people, nor responding to the Congress. He is responding to Donald Trump. And unfortunately, you cannot function a country that way. He had Congress closed for 60 days
yeah.
just to avoid the Epstein thing. There was no other reason. He could have been there and tried to pretend, we have this project. We did. No, no, no. He has never submitted, never submitted a plan for uh, the Affordable Care Act or for health care. There's discussions of sending $2,000 to everybody and creating a savings account, which we all know the first emergency comes, it's gone, and it might end. It might those $2,000 might end with Capital One, Mastercard, or Visa, but
That's
not
right.
necessarily with uh, somebody else. So it's really something that people do not understand, and they're frustrated. They do not understand why the people said we're going to solve your problems. We that me Donald J. Trump, day one, the prices of food are going to go down. Day one, I'm going to solve the economy. Day one, everything is going to be fixed. Day one, I'm going to deport everybody to their countries, which, by the way, he's lied about that one. He's not deporting them to their countries because Hispanics do not come from Africa. I'm sorry. They really don't. It's,
Yes.
they, they're deporting them to every country but theirs. So it's going to be interesting uh, to see. But my prediction for 2026, Republicans lose the House, and their majority in the Senate can make. Do you recall when Mitchell, the senator, oh God, the
Is
crazy
it
lady from Arizona, and the other guy, his name started with an M.
um Mitchell? No,
No, Democrat.
a Democrat. Yes, Joe, out
Joe.
of West Virginia. Yes, 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 yes. Um,
Joe,
uh,
Joe Manchin.
yes, Manchin. Yes, Joe Manchin. Yes, yes, and
He
Senator.
became had some control. If it goes down that the Republicans have 51 votes, Ron Paul becomes really popular because Ron Paul will have no problem to vote to end the war in Venezuela or to forbid the president to going to war in Venezuela,
Right.
and he would join the Democrats at that point. So yes, it is. But did you read what happened in Montana?
What happened in Montana?
9 Republican senators joined the Democrats to pass money for Medicaid, to pass money for roads and other stuff, and they passed a budget that they felt was responsible and viable. Uh, they have been expelled from the local party.
No.
Yes, they cannot go to uh, GOP conventions in the state of Montana, even though they're elected as Republicans. They cannot
Wow,
speak, and they're not going to receive any money from the state party.
Jimmy.
That
Wow.
is our country right now. That is the sad point. This is what we have reached.
That is so sad that they would put party above service to their communities and punish these, you know, GOP Montana state legislators because they voted with a Democrat to pass legislation that on the surface helps the community.
Look,
That's sad.
three of 4 of them said of the 9 that went, they had to vote because they had clinics in their districts.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did not fund those clinics, they the people would be having to run to hospitals, to the emergency rooms, and that would not only cost them more money, but would
Right.
cost them votes.
That's right.
And for some reason, the voters are there. And what people are tending to forget is that now more than ever, the independents are starting to become crucial in an election. But yes, they got kicked out of the GOP.
Wow.
Something that we've never done to our Democrats, but uh, maybe in the future, Nikki might think of that since she.
Well, Nikki is trying to bring in independents and even Republicans into the party by championing open primaries.
Yeah,
I see some validity in that, but then again, if you want to protect democratic values and Democratic Party,
well,
you keep it
the
close.
problem with that is uh, you might get some candidates that are. Can you cater to everybody all the time? No. Can you please everybody all the time? No.
No.
But we're going to have an interesting election in 2026 in Orange County. I would like to see, right now, I think districts 1 and 5 are decided. 6 up to now there's no opposition to the incumbent, but
Yeah.
there will be.
Oh, okay.
That you can count on.
Okay.
District 7 is going to be interesting because
Yes.
The party is trying to push uh, that the candidate come from District 7 come from Pine Hills, but the party right now doesn't have any leadership. So
Right.
it's going to be an interesting to see what happens. And District 8 is full of candidates uh, with one leading, and the others far behind. District 2 is really one person up to now that is solid.
Yeah.
District 3 is going to be an interesting race.
Agreed.
District 4, Joanna should take that with no problem. And District 3, there's only 2 candidates that can win that right now. Maybe somebody else shows up, but I hear that there's a group of people in District 3 that are meeting on a regular basis because they don't like any of the candidates.
Well, as I've always said, make your decisions early because trying to start a campaign and be viable with 6-7 months before those first ballots go out to the overseas and out of state voters, you gotta be really good and spend a lot of money and willing to waste a lot of money early in order to compete at this juncture.
Yeah. Well, but we will see because it's going to be in that race. My prediction is going to be an old timer running against a newcomer, and how the campaigns are going to be run will be the deciding factor.
Yeah, I agree. It boils down to strategy and how you execute that strategy, in my professional opinion. And unfortunately, and maybe because I'm in my own little bubble where I talk to myself on my podcast and just let people know how campaigns, in my opinion, should be run. It just seems like we get a regurgitation of folks who may hear it from a small group of people in their community that they should run, or they hear it in their head that they should run. But a lot of folks just aren't ready for prime time, up and down the ballot so far.
Yeah, and some people do not understand the dynamics of what is expected of them.
Mhm.
Look, there's three things you have to do to be a viable candidate. One, you have to raise money. That
Yes.
goes without saying.
Yes, sir.
Two, you have to be a people person. Hey,
Yeah.
how are you? I'm James Afan. I'm running for county commissioner. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, the abortion issue is not something that we decide, and I prefer to keep my thoughts to myself since I do not running for a position that would decide on that. How do I feel about clinics in Orange County? I'm all for as many doctors treating people in Orange County as possible. But then
Hmm.
again, you have to understand that there's 8 municipalities, Winter Park, Maitland, who issue their own permits for doctors, and we cannot
Yeah.
and be able to do that. The third one, which is kind of a strange thing that most people do not understand, is listen.
Yes, sir.
A lot of candidates have an ego this big, and they think they know everything. And sometimes you have to listen. And sometimes the people who are advising you, you just have to say, no, you're full of shit. That's not going to happen. Or I do not agree with that, and that's not going to happen. But you need to listen.
That's right.
And after listening, if you think that they're wrong, which they could be, okay,
Sure.
that's because they're advising you doesn't mean that they're right. I understand that because people don't know, but yeah, there's a word called bad advice. I understand that. So
Sure.
you need to, but you need to listen and make an intelligent decision. Not just that I'm going to run my campaign my way because what helped Trump get reelected, he would ramp and talk garbage, but Susan, Ms. Wells ran
Yes.
his campaign in a very correct and effective way.
Yes.
So yes, let's stop pretending. Um, and she listened to certain people, and she let Trump be Trump, but at the same time, she knew how to get people to get the votes out and understand certain things. Like for example, you're going to the primary, what I call the primaries in August. You have to know what you target.
Right.
Target every Democrat in the county, you're wasting your money.
That's right.
Target the super voter, you're spending your money wisely.
Hmm.
Having somebody at every poll site, you're doing it right. Approaching the people and making sure that they go down ballot, you you're doing it right. But this, a lot of people do things that drive me crazy. It's like the other day I saw a candidate for District 3 campaigning in District 4.
Jeez.
You hope that maybe one or two of those people who are there live in District 3, but the majority of the people in there are probably going to live in District 4, and they
Right.
might like you, but they can't vote for you.
Right. Oh boy. You can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. Jimmy, for 2026, electorally, what are the main issues that you think voters will have that they want their candidates and elected officials to focus on?
It's a combination of something that people have to understand. Once people next week realize the price of healthcare and how much is going to go up, they're going to expect Congress to solve it. Once their health insurance agents say, hey, look, sorry, but the government, the Congress did not pass the subsidies, so you're
Hmm.
going to have to pay the whole thing, and the whole thing is this much. And people are going to say, well, why didn't they pass the subsidy? Because they don't like the idea that is known as Obamacare. And they have got to come up and send you $2,000 a year. That's not going to cover for a health insurance that you would have to pay 180 or 175 to use your money, and that would mean that your deductibles are coming out of your pocket. So realistically, this is not a solution,
Hmm.
particularly for families who have 2 and 3 kids, and they want to have a health insurance that covers the kids. It's going to be kind of difficult, and particularly now that Medicaid has been cut substantially by Hope that did this without telling anybody. That just decided to eliminate certain programs, and 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 so those of you who are Medicaid, be prepared that you're not going to be getting your full Medicaid benefits, including they're going to be eliminating some drugs that are kind of expensive.
Right.
Uh, and of course, you've always had to go with the generics, but they're going to do this in a very different way. The affordability of healthcare, to me, is going to be the number one issue.
Sure.
Healthcare is something that we all need. Healthcare is something that is like a car; you have to have it. It's not a luxury anymore. And
Yeah.
it's as a matter of fact, healthcare is more important than your cell phone and then your
Yep.
car.
It's
Because you can
true.
live in a city like Chicago without a car.
Hey, you can get around on the bus, the L system, but then I don't know if you want to be on public transportation lately. It's been kind of dangerous.
Oh well, yes, I agree about that one. But hey, it's uh, it, it, at least it's there. It's not like here in Orlando. We don't have any public transportation.
It's
I
true.
don't care what you call links. We don't have any.
It is.
That's bullshit. We just don't. And by the way, the study just came out with Brightline. They've committed a lot of people are dying with
Yes,
Brightline.
that's correct.
So let's
Yikes.
it's scary. And the truth is that that is going to be the number one issue. The number one two issue in my prediction is going to be the distrust that they have for elected officials.
Yeah.
That thought that, well, uh, I could go to you and bullshit you and tell you that everything is okay. No, the cost of living is number two. And what do I include in cost of living? Rent, mortgages, car payments, and food. Look, I don't care what he says, food is more expensive. And people go into the supermarket and they see it's more expensive, and they see that things are more expensive, and things are just out of line. Under Biden in his last year, Dollar Tree went to $1.25. Now is $1.50. Well, it's only a quarter here. You buy 10 things, it's only $2.50. What's the big deal? It's more expensive, people. It is something that you have to understand that that's going to be in there.
Right.
And last but not least, Donald Trump is trying to piss people off. Uh, he really is. And
Yeah.
it's like people say, well, he's the only politician who could get away with it. I'm not sure if he's going to get away for 2026. If you remember, in 2020, he lost the House. He lost it big.
Yeah.
So the thing that we're thinking, well, he's going to keep it. No. Julio might love Trump, but he's the only one who's ever commented to me that he loves Trump. The rest of the people don't tell me that they love Trump. They think I'm crazy, but they don't tell me they love Trump. So it is an interesting thing. 2026 is going to be three factors: health insurance,
Yes.
cost of living, and Donald Trump finding a way to take his shotgun and shooting off his feet. I mean, those 18 minutes, I just sit there and said, does he really believe what he's saying?
It's
A
as I
dollar
said,
99 gas? Well, wait a minute. You're in Chicago. Is the price of gas $1.99 in Chicago?
Jimmy, I was shocked. I'm in the northwest suburbs, and typically gas is higher. And I was driving around with my mom and past the gas station. It was 272. I was like, wait a second. I just left Florida and it was 284. And it's lower here in Illinois. Typically is much higher. I was like, whoa,
In a
what
blue
is
state,
going
for the
on?
record, in a blue state.
In the blue state, yes,
The
yes.
red state is more expensive. And the blue state is okay. Well, okay.
I was informed today though from my fiance Daisy that she pulled into the gas station and gas was 2.44. I'm like, are you kidding me? I picked the wrong way to be in Illinois because it's warm down there and it's snow and cold
That
here. And
that's in the
gas,
corner of Lake on the Hill and Cimarron.
okay, okay, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it is cheaper than usual here in Illinois and definitely in Florida. I never thought we'll see it get that low, and I do know that there is gas that's a buck 99 somewhere. However, it is lower. It is lower.
yeah.
I
But
don't
to say
think
that the national cost is averages 199. No.
it now. That's not including all the taxes that are piled on top of the cost of gas, right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the price that you pay says 272,
Right. That's
and it's
true.
really 273 because 272 nine
Nine.
9 out of 10%. It's really 273.
Exactly.
It's like when people say, "Oh, it's only $1.99." No, it's $2 with
It's two
taxes.
dollars.
Okay,
Exactly.
well,
Jimmy, now that we're on the national level again, I want to talk about this particular situation that's dominating the news cycle. Well, maybe it's not. Before we get to the many viewer comments that were left for us, the situation with the Somali immigrants in Minnesota. We've talked about this before. However, we have independent journalist Nick Shirley um, investigating what is going on with these daycare centers and healthcare centers that are supposedly serving children and families, but they have no clientele. And he's gotten well over 1 million views of his video of him going to different locations listed in the Minnesota government's directory of programs that are funded by the Minnesota government, and he's meeting the brick wall. Folks are not cooperating. There's no kids. There's no clients. There's no customers. What's your
well,
thoughts?
my thought is: have you ever passed here in Florida in front of a daycare center that says free PK, pre-K?
Yes, I have, and I was always like, "What is that?" Because I used
The
to.
free pre-K is that if you come in,
Mhm.
you register, the people from the daycare center bring you in,
Okay.
and they bill the state of Florida, who bills the federal government. That's why how it is free. Uh, it's not that they're generous and they're giving away the service. It is paid by the government. So
Okay.
basically, uh, he might want to check into two things: are they getting the money for kids that don't exist? That would be a story. If they have large centers and there's no kids attending, well, then maybe the government's not paying for any kids. So really, we don't have any loss. Uh, the thing that is always surprises me about these so-called independent people,
Journalists.
you're going to one area. If you're thinking that the only areas that are broken and that there's money wasted, yeah. I'll give an example.
Okay.
Here in my state, we know that our governor and his wife stole money from Medicaid and other areas to pay for a campaign to block uh, recreational marijuana in the state of Florida.
Correct.
Has that got any coverage? Not really. Other than Sentinel and the St. Pete Times, nobody's covered it. But because these independent people, I'm not sure if they want to come down here, if they have the guts to investigate that. Right
Mm.
now, at the front page of the Sentinel, we have a problem with Brightline. It's a train that goes from the airport down to Miami, and in the first 7 months of operation, 39 people have been killed.
Yeah.
Okay, 39. Uh, that's an alarming number. Uh, and basically, the state of Florida has done nothing to secure these cross guards that they function properly. They have not done it. They approved a speed bullet because these people put money in the pockets of DeSantis and his wife and his family, and they got their permits in a strange way. That said, that is not investigated. Is there a problem in Minnesota? Not a question. Is it the only problem in this country with things that are highly questionable? No. But by the way, just out of curiosity, you know the color of the skin of the reporter?
Yes, Nick Shirley is a white man.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Just
He
saying.
is. Right. Hmm.
And I would put past that he's being paid by a group of so-called conservatives.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not saying it's not true,
Right.
but it's the focus. Let me focus on this. When there's corruption in every place, has anybody reported that this lady went and bought a partner for her husband for $1 million and deposited money in Donald Trump's account and bit account and Bitcoin account? Nobody's reported that.
Hmm.
And the all other things that are a jet that's worth $400 million, $400 million was given to the president, which, by the way, he can use as while he's president. But once he ends his presidency, it's his. Okay, that's so.
It's crazy.
It's so.
No.
Yeah. So those things are not reported.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but yeah, and I'm not saying that what is happening in Minnesota may not be true, but why focus only on that?
Mhm.
And how credible is this person? I don't know. I
Mhm.
really don't. I'm not saying
Nick,
that. I'm not saying he says. I'm just
right.
don't.
I know he's done other similar work at the border, and in regards to, I believe, also COVID funding. But I do recall that he has done other investigative work, particularly in regards to the southern border.
Oh well, yeah. That shows a lot.
Right. So, Jimmy, we have had a heck of a year, and we are going into the new year with a lot of excitement and a lot of viewers who have joined our network, who have subscribed to the network. And I thank you for, you know, being the, cornerstone of the network, of the Jane Washington Network, the flagship podcast from the margins with Jimmy upon, because people are reacting, and people are commenting, and they're liking the show, and I want to end 2025 with the comments and questions that your content has given us, and I know we talked about this off camera. Uh, but again, for this network, for our network, 9 of the 10 content pieces were all attributed to From the Marches with Jimmy Afan. And so I just want to say thank you. I'm looking forward to another year with you in 2026. And I think it's going to be even more exciting, more comments, and more people tuning in, and hopefully that subscriber base will continue to grow.
I hope so too.
Should get monetized. That's what we're aiming for. So on and so for the first time in a long time, I actually looked at the analytics for Facebook and Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, wait a second! There's some questions, some comments there, and the views are great." And so I know that this is a comment that I'll start off with the I'm going to be respectful, because I'm going to model respectability and integrity to our viewers. And we had one comment that was disrespectful, but we're going to treat everyone the same. This is from Donnie Lamar on Instagram. And he said, and this is in regards to the content, Jimmy, what solution did Trump offer? None. And this is short form content. It had 7 likes. And his comment on Instagram was, "Are you a moron?" I'm like, really?
Are you confusing me with Donald Trump? Because, or maybe where I come from, we have a saying, takes one to know one. So that's the best response I could give to you. Look, I've asked you all to say one thing. Tell me what you disagree. If you think he's had a solution, done a solution, tell me, well, what about this? Are you counting on that? Or did you take this into account? But just to call me a moron just shows you have no game. So I'm just going to let that one slide.
Good. Yes. Donnie Lamar, do better. This one on Instagram is from Worldwide Wine Guy. Less government handouts to illegal entrants is a step toward fiscal responsibility. Government excesses contribute to inflation. Okay.
You're correct. Government excesses do contribute to inflation. So does tariffs. So does interest rates.
Sorry about that.
So does interest rates. So does many other things such as corruption. But the one that also contributes to inflation is doing nothing, which this Congress has done nothing this year to do anything. Look, I would like to know the numbers that you're claiming that illegals take we spend on them.
Mhm.
There's never been a real official number on it, um, but I could put it in other words. They produce money for us by producing uh, products here in this country, by cutting our grass, by cutting our chickens, by taking care of our kids, by taking care of our lawns. So they produce. And just like we produce and we spend part of the government money, I
Mhm.
look at it in a different way. But uh, illegals is not your problem. Illegals is the excuse that you use. Your problems are corrupt politicians, mostly Republicans, and the most corrupt of all is called Donald J. Trump.
There you go. All right, Jimmy. Now, also on Instagram, and again, this is related to Trump and this particular short form content. What has Trump actually done to improve your life? This one on Instagram, Jimmy, you broke our Instagram algorithm. 63 comments, Jimmy. 63 comments, 54 likes. Unheard of on our channel.
Good.
And it was just a tsunami of comments. And I just looked at it, it's like, I can't answer these. But again, I think some of the things that we've talked about, and people are responding and they're echoing a lot of what we're saying. And why not 57676 says in response to what has Trump actually done to improve your life? They say, I'll hit 200K for the first time. I'm good. Okay.
So how did Trump do that? I thought that was your hard work that produced that money. Or is he sending you checks monthly and that's you're going to get to 200,000 K? Or is it just that you are in a business where you are producing money? Look, I hate to break the news to you. Government doesn't put money in your pocket. Government takes money out of your pocket. It's called taxes. We produce our money by our hard work, and I congratulate you. You have worked very hard this year, and you deserve every cent that you have received. But don't attribute that to Donald Trump. That's naive.
Marty Womack stated, "For gas has been 279 where I live. Groceries are going down a little bit. He's done everything he said he's getting ready. He's done everything he said. He's getting ready to, I think what they want to say, deport legals daily. People ain't liking what they voted for, but oh well, he's doing why you said he is why is he taking away taxes if you make under $100,000?" And then it goes on this kind of rambling. In essence, I guess again for Marty Womack, it's been a Trump
Look,
presidency is benefiting him.
if you think that prices are going down, I don't know where you shop, but you don't shop where I shop. If you think that 279 is acceptable, yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. There was 279 in 2024 for the record. Okay, just so we know, it's maintained that price for over a year. So I'm not sure that he should get credit for that. But the truth of the matter is, deportation. If you want, still the chief deporter is Obama. So he's not even close to Obama's numbers. So stop pretending that he's doing anything. And highly questionable. The, the arrest, half of the people that they arrest, they have to release because they're U.S. citizens. But that's beside the point. And he's only arresting Hispanics. So, by the way, he's not arresting Jamaicans or other nationalities. So stop calling it out. The question was, what has he done to improve your life?
Right.
Gas has been that same price. Prices of food are not going down. That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you out. That's bullshit. So the only thing that well, wait a minute. The prices of eggs have gone down because the sickness of the chickens was improved and the price of milk is stable. So no, prices have not gone down. Uh, the truth of the matter is, if that's what your eyes are telling you, you are a fan and you're not a realist. So, yeah.
We had someone state pretty much what you're saying in one word. Big Gami, I think that's what it is. Big Gami says nothing to that question. What has Trump actually done to improve your life? And Bigami says nothing. So,
And that is the whole thing. You elected Donald Trump because he was going to fix the economy. The economy is not fixed. He was
right.
going to drop prices the day one. It's not happened. He was going to get your gas at 199. By the way, 279, 199 is 80 cents difference. So he hasn't done what he promised, and it is the truth. That was the proper response that I was expecting. What has he done to improve your life? Nothing. So
And,
you hit it on the nail.
and a lot of comments are speaking to, the economy, about fuel prices, about immigration. And also, we've had someone say that, the stock market, their own personal finances. So I'm seeing that as a theme, grocery prices, gas prices, and personal income.
That's correct.
Mm.
And
We
things are not getting better. And in 2026, if you think they're going to get better, I don't think so.
and Carmi Healthy Cooking stated, "Our borders are closed. He's cleaning up cities. He gave trophies back into women's hands." Okay. He gave trophies back into women's hands. He removed the system's power to manipulate children into sex mutilation. I'll just leave that there for now. That's Carmi Healthy Cooking.
Carmen, first of all, he cannot do anything about the last thing. That is a state laws that have changed, and he can criticize and badmouth them, but he cannot do. He has no power. As to the borders being more secure, I'm not sure What you mean by that? Less people are entering. I will accept that one. I will accept that less people are entering, and that. Other than that, look, that does not help your life. This borders is not a problem that affects us. As much as they've been lying to us, these people are going to affect. They're not affecting us at all. And by the way, we're spending more money on ICE than they got in benefits. All these illegals all together. Just
Wow.
pure math. Okay, pure math. We're spending more on ICE than we're doing. If you don't like foreigners, well, you might want to consider moving because this country was founded by foreigners. The only ones that were here originally were Native Americans. After that, everybody else came from either the Mayflower or your grandparents came from Europe or they came from Africa or they came from Asia. But Americans, we is a combination of many groups. But you do have a point to say that you believe that has improved your life. I don't see how, but I'll respect your opinion.
This next one, it differs in your opinion, Jimmy. However, it was so well written and so well thought out that I highlighted it and I liked it because it was thoughtful and it answered your question, Jimmy. So Leroy Kell, Kley, Leroy Kley, Kell states, I have contractors calling me back to work now because of the deportation that President Trump has done because the market is not flooded. No more gas is down to 230 a gallon. My 401k is going through the roof. And it's not because we are printing money and throw it in the economy like cash for clunkers. He has find out he has find an out he's found out fraud in Minnesota. He is bringing it to the table that the Democrats are nothing but crooked liars and that they only think about themselves. Look at how rich Pelosi got.
Let's end by this. And let's look how rich Donald J. Trump is becoming as president of the United States. Look how rich Musk is becoming as the person who stole all the records of the IRS and of the federal government. He has your record, everything about you in his computer. Just so you know, uh, you think that Pelosi was the only one who made money? Even Marjorie Taylor Greene accepts that she made money while she was in Congress. She's a Republican, but I know you're okay with Marjorie Taylor Greene making money. Uh, Congress for Cash was a program that is questionable, but
Mm,
most of the money that you're talking about was passed in 2020 as a result of COVID when Donald J. Trump was the president and he signed that into law. Most of the money that got us into trouble was COVID under Donald J. Trump. 401ks are off the roof because right now the economy on Wall Street is flourishing by investors, not by the government or by anything that the government can or will do. And as to 234 a gallon of gas, hell, let me know where that is so I can move there because I don't know any other place in the country that has gas at 234 a gallon on a constant basis. Gas in this country goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But uh, if you're thinking that getting rid of people who work in the farms and others, it's fine. Look, contractors right now, you're full of shit. I am an attorney and I know many of them, and they can't find people to work because basically the people who are putting in roofs, the people who are putting in your new bathrooms and everything else do not speak English. You
mm.
know that, and I know that. and they're being deported, so they're not going out of their house to do anything. So, with all due respect, I don't mind if you hate Democrats. I understand that. You've been trained to do that, and you've been uh, uh, taught that the problems of this country are Democrats, just like Democrats think that the problems of this country are created by like people like you, Republicans, and that's what's going to be our demise. Start
Mhm.
working together, start finding solutions for this country, and start blaming somebody who's no longer president and who said that they wanted was going to fix it, and it's not fixed. As much as you would like to say it, be honest.
A few more before we wrap up, Jimmy. And this time from TikTok, pretty much on the same thing because we are getting, a lot of comments based on, your comments on Trump. And this one was the question, what solution did Trump offer? None. And this is from Thana84.
Hmm.
And Thana says, I mean, I definitely feel things are cheaper now. My gas is cheaper, my groceries are cheaper, my insurance, both health and personal property, such as home and auto, continue to be out of control. So that's a mixed bag there, Jimmy.
Well, look, you're talking about private industry. You see, this is the problem that people you need to understand. Supermarkets are not run by the government. Mandami's not a mayor of New York yet, so that will be the only ones that may be run. Uh, and gas is run by private industry, and insurance is going to keep going up because basically uh, people are dying more, and you have, and I hate to say it because I'm an attorney, people announcing, "Are you in a car accident? I'll get you $2 million." Yeah, the personal injury business is booming, but at the expense that means that those of us who don't have car insurance are paying more on our premiums. And so that it is a reality. So, but that is all private industry. He has no control over that.
Daryl Jordan, 71, and another comment by Copperboy 1232. They talk about gas prices. Daryl says, my gas is $1 cheaper. And Copperboy says, lower taxes, lower gas prices. And we're seeing the theme here. Gas prices definitely make a difference.
Okay, the prices of gasoline are by state. The
Hmm.
taxes that you have, the road taxes, have not been touched. Have not been touched. Have not been touched. That's bullshit. That if your prices of gas are cheaper, is because the gas has become cheaper, but that's because of the pump, not because of anything to the government. The government has no control over that. Taxes is the big, beautiful bill, decrease the tax for the billionaires and fuck the middle class. So that's just so you know that. And the problem is that you haven't seen it because it doesn't come into effect until next year. 2026, your health insurance is going to go up, your car insurance is going to go up, your cost of living is going to go up, and basically at the end of the day, you're going to be paying more taxes. So just be prepared.
And to wrap things up on YouTube, in regards to the truth about Trump's promises, what went wrong, we have King Talamani 4327 state Trump did more good things for American people than Obama and Biden put together. That's a fact. Trump may not fix all shit the Democratic leadership did, democratic, they say, but he is better president than any of those democratic presidents from Bush to Biden. Democratic Party is the worst. Those like Marjorie Taylor Greene join for fame and money. That's
Well,
King Talamani.
first of all, Margaret Taylor Greene is a Republican. She is a true MAGA. You're not. You're a fan, and I respect that. With all due respect, again, you're failing to answer the question. You're taking the opportunity to criticize, and not to answer the question.
Mhm.
There's been no law that has helped you. As a matter of fact, the Affordable Care Act, Obama. What you want to call it? The second time that you received money for COVID was Biden. Basically, the real tax cuts that you got were under Obama. This year, 38 total bills. 38. The lowest passing Congress is this one. So I'm not sure what you keep telling me that the Democrats are bad and he's great. He's done shit. But to you, your hate the Democrats is so bad and so think that you're taking three presidents, Bush, Obama, and Biden, who have done more for this country combined than the wishes of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
So, hate whoever you want to hate. But with all due respect, I don't see the response to my question. I ask you, what has he done? Not, well, he's done more than they have. I can't tell you what he's done because I don't have any idea what he's done. Tell me what he's done. Okay. With that, let's go to the fuck of the week.
All right.
It's going to be very simple. The fuck of the week is that both parties have ended the year with no accomplishment for the American people.
Yeah.
38 laws have passed, of which none of them has benefited the American people in general. Some have been benefited. If you make more than $200,000 a year, you receive some benefit. And those of you who make less than that have got nothing. They have not done anything about healthcare in this country. They've known about it since they started and sworn in January of this year, and they did nothing about it. They have let the subsidies expire without a solution.
Yes.
Without helping the American people.
Right.
And basically, I will blame both parties for this. And I will blame the president, who's more concerned about him being portrayed as somebody who's smart when he's dumb as a thumbnail, and that he is doing something for this country when he's done nothing. This country is divided.
Yes,
and I
it
blame
is.
Congress, and I blame our president. This country is going down the tip. The last individual calling Democrats the devil.
Oh, demons.
That's the bad thing about this country. That's what's going to screw this country. When people really think that the other side is the devil, we are doomed to a disaster.
It's unfortunate.
Subscribe. As you just seen in this program, I respond to your questions. And normally I respond to the ones that attack. I do not respond to those, hey, you're doing a great job. I don't take up. These I will do it. You can subscribe. You can tell me whatever you want, and I will answer as much as I want. But that, Happy New Year, and I will see you next year in 2026. Take care.
All right, Jimmy. Thank you so much. God bless. See you next year.
Okay.